on display. This is the lineup for Mauritius. 3 changes as we see Melissa Crins, who comes in for her debut of the tournament. Alexandra McKay also comes in to this match. It is Peru Eva in that defense, and Padar is in the number 5 position. Julie Gopal, Marie Fennell, Anna-Marie Crins, and Eva Piroa. They have come in, set up a very defensive structure. That is 5 at the back, 4 in the middle, 1 up front. So definitely compact, knowing that they will be getting and expecting the fireworks. The coaches have definitely gone out to make sure that they protect their goal with all the personnel they have. And that is the team picture for Mauritius in their wonderful bright red uniform, a team that has surprised many in this competition. We then look at the 2 captains, but before then, these are the officials for this match. It is Nteboheleng Sitoko of Lesotho, Foloso Mapara of Lesotho, Nandi Pamenze of South Africa, and Shangula Vistoria of Namibia. Captains exchange memorabilia as Sabina Tom is given the captain's armband. It is all systems go. When the battle lines are drawn and the beautiful pitch being laid out before you, all you can ask for is this. Well, we are getting VAR. Anastasio Twanya of Namibia, and Diana Chikotesha is the other referee that is in charge of VAR. For Malawi, Mercy Sikilo, she keeps her position in goal. Patricia Nyirenda in defense. Asemenya Semwaka up front. It is Mary Chavinda and Matiola Caroline. Rose Alifandika is another one. Just picking up 3 changes for Malawi, and those are in your attacking positions. Tom remains up front, and Chavinda, and it is 3 at the back. They've packed that midfield, and this is Mr. Lovemore, who is the coach. Lovemore Fazili, who was coaching Silver Stars in Zimbabwe, also had a stint with the senior national team of Malawi, and he's been given the responsibility to take care of the Scorchers. This is Coach John Kersley Livrai, and he too is so instrumental in the development of women's football, holding his CAF licenses, and all he knows is to make sure that his girls are well looked after. He wants to look for intensity in today's encounter. He knows that they are up against the defending champion, and respect has been shown. Mauritius in the red uniform, they attacking the goal from the right to the left of your screen, and Malawi in all green with white stockings. Referee Sitoko is just about to get us underway. A beautiful day indeed for one of the mouth-watering clashes, and Group B continues to be one of those that keep us guessing, and will keep our ears on the ground to try and figure out what is happening. When we're talking about what is happening, so close is the group that the other fixture that is taking place simultaneously between Botswana and Madagascar has got an impact on the outcome and deciding which team gets over the line. Dane, this is a Malawian side defending champions. Lots of expectations from this match.
Yeah, of course, this match means a lot to Malawi. Of course, just the win will get them over the line and qualifying for the semi-finals. On the other hand, Mauritius is here just for pride after losing the opening 2 matches.
Takulandilani, wherever you are, and we say, Bwelani, Bwelani, come all into where we are and witness this match, and keeper immediately called into action. We will be getting a lot of those balls coming out from the width, as Malawi has made sure that they've put Simwaka on the right-hand side. You've got Caroline on the left-hand side to give them the pace that they want. In the middle of the park, it's good to see Faith Chinzimu, who's been pushed up, and that is very early in this match. We are going to be seeing a very busy goalkeeper, but just to also allude to the fact, Dane, as we have a look at that moment, there was no offside, but goalkeepers got to be alert in this match, as we do see the very, very frantic pace of Asimunya Simwaka. Also, Tom is another one of those. Here is Simwaka whipping that ball into the box, and that is being dealt with momentarily. It's a matter of time. Mauritius dragging down 5 players in that defense will have to be watertight. It's a throw-in. Ball bubbling. In the end, just protected from being whipped in for a cross. Instead, it is a goal kick.
It's going to be a busy afternoon for the Mauritius defence. I think with Samwaka on the right-hand side, obviously with all his speed, he's going to cause a lot of trouble for them. And I'm expecting a big performance from her. You know, the previous match he did really, really well. And it argues well for Malawi to have a player of her calibre.
Talking about a player of her calibre, Sabrina Tom, who is one of the players that plays football in the DRC for TP Mazembe. She's another live wire. Didn't really have a good game by her standards in the previous match, but today she will shake off the cobwebs. Talking about a delay in her joining the team that was due to the incomplete paperwork for the new season that she is signing for. Here's Simwenya going through, but in the wrong direction. Is being given the responsibility to look after Simwaka. You also got Jerusha Ramasawi. She has the ability to take on Patricia Nyirenda. Malawi. They will knock at the door, and they will knock at the door and keep rotating that ball until they get the opening. Well, we are in those matches where fine margins decide. And talking about fine margins, we also welcome the use of VAR in this particular match.
Oh, that's interesting that we have VAR, and hopefully we'll get a good look, a few scenarios that will unfold, so we can have a look at how VAR will benefit us going forward.
COSAFA continues to lead the way when we talk about technology. They're not afraid to put and expose themselves, an opportunity for the referees as well to get the training needed. This is an opportunity for Diana Chikotesha to bring forward all that she has learned. Not forgetting Antiso Twanyanyuka, she too is given the responsibility to be that final judge, to be that eagle eye, ball over the top. Maureen tidy up, but giving chase is Jerusha. 2 players surrounding the player with the ball, hoping that they don't get it easy and breathe. We heard coach Jean Kersley saying that they might win, but it's not going to be an easy win. They're not going to hand it over on a silver platter.
Yeah, I think what's important for Malawi is obviously not to be in a rush. Of course, they're playing with good intensity, but it's all about adjusting. And there's a bit of wind around, so they just need to get used to that and get their foot on the ball and not rush too much. You know, their opportunities will come, so you just need to be a little bit patient and not be over eager.
When we're talking about patience, I believe that is the order of the day. Also for Malawi, they are locked at 4 points apiece with Botswana. They played to a draw. When we talk about permutations, we're talking about those permutations. We're talking about head-to-head. As we look at the weather conditions, 60% precipitation, but it is the wind that is of concern at 40 kilometers per hour. It would be pleasing for the players. If that could drop to around 14, 15, maybe later on we should be seeing an improvement in those conditions.
Yeah, if you look at the weather, if you look at the humidity, you look at the predictability of the rain, and if you look at the wind as well, you've got all the seasons in one go. You know, it's hot, it's raining, and the wind is blowing.
It being hot and raining, more importantly, is the football on display. Goals is what is the order of the day, and Coach Lovemore has mentioned exactly that his players are pretty much aware of the task at hand. When we're looking at the deciders in this group, first instance is one having to look at the number of points between the two sides, and as it stands, Malawi and Botswana are locked at 4 points apiece. And we then go to the next part, which is a tiebreaker of the points obtained in matches between them. That is the head-to-head. And in this case, it is a 1-1, and that means they are tied at 1-1. We then move to the next point, which will be, if that we can't separate them, it will go to the number of goals scored. So for Malawi, I think the magical number is 7. In the box, miss, and still dilly-dallying to make a decision to get the ball out of the picture. We talk about the magical number being 7 and above, not limited to, because Madagascar, on the other hand, will have 3 points. If they win the match and they score an avalanche of goals, that becomes a decider. So, still undecided. Keeper makes a brilliant save, but the ball ricocheting back into the path of Malawi, and it's Letitia Chinyamula who gets onto the score sheet.
Yeah, it's a well-taken goal of Malawi. I had a feeling it was only a matter of time before they're going to score, and obviously they waited for the opportunity, and it's arrived. You know, I was about to say that once the one goal comes, second goal comes, the Mauritius players will start getting deflated. But if you look again on what happened in the goal there, you know, a bit of a scramble, a lot of numbers, a lot of red shirts around there, but not very organized. Everybody's just there, but they're not playing their roles.
The ball that was brought in was by Faith Chinzimu, the player who plays for Ascent Academy. Got a second bite at the cherry. Keeper making a save, just being let down by her defense in that moment. She made a brilliant save the first time around, but poor marking allowing Letitia Chinyamula to draw first blood. It is Malawi 1, Mauritius 0.
Yeah, sometimes that happens when you play with a low block. You know, there's a lot of numbers, a lot of red shirts around there, but they're just there and not really playing their roles like I alluded earlier. And again, you know, to remain compact and sit back for the entire 90 minutes is going to be a problem for them. Sometimes they get in each other's ways.
But this is what Coach Jean Kersley didn't want. He mentioned in his pre-match interview that he does not want to concede an early goal. So, with them conceding a goal around 7 minutes, that is definitely going to disrupt the plans, and the heads will probably go down. But they are a fighting team full of tenacity, and they don't worry about the score.
Yeah, for me, this is all a matter of pride and trying to keep that score down as low as they possibly can. You know, I think the aim for them is going to be not to lose more than what they've already done.
They've already conceded 10 goals. That was the 11th goal of the tournament. But making history in the process of this tournament, it is Julie Gopal who managed to get a goal, the first time ever that Mauritius got a goal at the COSAFA Women's Championship. Chinyamula, Chinzimu, Mauritius come away with it, but then possession is turned over. First touch of Sabrina Tom. Not good enough, slightly overcooked. Here's an opportunity for the goal scorer. A strike that goes over the bar. Not to trouble the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is livid with her defense, and rightfully so. Priska Apilon, who is the captain. So we have a look at Malawi been given a lot of space and nobody pressing the player with the ball, and that is the Achilles heel at this moment.
Yeah, I think Letitia Chinyamula there showing good strength, evading 2 challenges there, showing good strength and keeping the ball and trying to create an opportunity for Malawi. But at the same time, I think the Mauritius player, you know, not as strong and physical as the Malawians.
Nolene Edmund, who has been part of the lineup. Nolene Edmund has played 180 minutes. 5 players have played every minute of every game so far. That is Edmund, Marie Edmund. We also have Jerusha Ramasamy, who's also played 90 minutes. Try and break the momentum. Eloyd Gopal is another one of those players. Priska Alipon, as well as Anasa Fono. Those are the 5 players who have played every minute. But we also get to see and welcome Melissa Krins, who gets her first few minutes in this tournament together with Alexandra Emile McHugh. 12 minutes, 1-0 the scoreline. McHugh is another player.
We'll also be looking at keeping a close eye on the Madagascar-Botswana game as well on the other side. So we'll try and keep you updated in regards to what's happening in that match.
People have fastened their seatbelts, sitting tight with some coffee and popcorn, whatever it is that you like, and hoping that your favorite team is the one to get over the line. So, for officials like Mwakere, who I'm sure the coach will tell you it's squeaky bum time, where you're sitting very, very nervous and not knowing if your firepower will deliver. That is Sabrina Tom and Chavinda. Samwaka. Mercy Sikelo. Mercy Sikelo, who plays for Ntopwa, one of the oldest teams in Zimbabwe, that is celebrated by a man whom they call Jomo, who loves women's football. He'll do anything to drive the game out in Malawi. And let me tell you this, he's not just any man. He is a member of parliament. As a keeper collects that and puts it in the basket. Good handling. That is for Nolene Edmund. He is a member of parliament. That is Mr. Jomo. Very much respected out in Blantyre. Very much a people's person. Grew up as a street kid and continues to give back to society and make sure that the girls are taken care of. He is so passionate about the girl child. So we look at the throw in there, taken by Maureen Ngolo Kante. Ascent Academy, the rising stars, the future of Malawi. Rayon FC, Silver Strikers, that is the team that the men's side, which Coach Lovemore was coaching before giving that up and joining the Scorchers. So we have 2 players from Topwa in the side, that is Alufandika as well as Sikelo. Needs a cross, they need the numbers, ball is hanging in the air, and header, and that is being dealt with. 5, 6, 7, 8 red shirts at any given time for Mauritius in that defense. The question is, can this be the strategy throughout the first 45?
Yeah, I think I'm also expecting a lot more from Sabina Tom, the Malawian captain. I think in the previous match she had a decent performance, but I'm expecting more from her today, and obviously to find the back of the net as well, to lead by example from the front.
And Mauritius with the 5-4-1 formation, just allowing Melissa up front as the lone striker. Julie as well as Priska, the two holding midfielders there, are going to have their work cut out. But they've got to release, win those balls and release it for Ramasawi as well as McKee. Melinda needs the supply. All too happy to put the numbers defensively. One would be looking at Malawi and saying that all is well. They have enough time to navigate their way, but it is being hacked away by Eva Beru. The bounce available is Maureen. Maureen has an option to look for Simwaka. Does find, instead it's played short. Maureen trying to play the 1-2, and Jerusha making herself a nuisance up front, but dealt with nevertheless. Another ball looking for the height and the pace of Simwaka. Player goes down. That's Faith Chinzimu. Referee is saying there's nothing wrong with that. This is one of the top players that is being looked at by a number of international teams. Arsenal had their eye on Faith Chinzimu, but here she is still plying a trade, while the Malawian players are absolutely in awe of Temwa Chawinga and what she's doing abroad, and that is enough to motivate. In football, we have needed for a very long time role models of the game, and where she is, having received all the accolades you can think of, first season in the US with 22 goals across all competitions, that speaks volumes. There is a VAR check in that moment, and rightfully so.
100%. I would have felt that from where I'm sitting, that's definitely a penalty. You know, the contact came late, and of course I'm surprised the referee and the linesman actually didn't even give it. But I think there's comfort from the referee and the linesman that VAR is available.
Well, why do the work when you do have a third eye and a fourth eye? And this is exactly why we brought VAR to this tournament. Goalkeeper is absolutely anxious. These moments are moments for defenders to worry about whether or not they've given away the penalty, given away the free kick. Look at the referee paying attention, communicating with VAR, and indication is that she will go to make the decision herself.
Normally when that happens, it is a change of decision. My experience tells me from looking at VAR and seeing how VAR operates, I think whenever they call the referee over, they are trying to tell the referee that it's your decision and you come and have a look at it.
Looks like she missed that ball altogether.
No, she didn't have contact with the ball at all there and took out the player. So for me, I think definitely the referee is going to change the decision and give the penalty to Malawi.
Faith Chinzimu, the one thing that for me as a former player, Dane, it takes away that immediate reaction. It takes away the celebration that we so love. You almost got to put your celebration on pause.
How many times have you seen players scoring a goal and then having to not celebrate? And how many times have you seen it given offside, not celebrating, and then afterwards VAR comes back and takes away the bit of the human element?
It does. It takes away the emotions. It takes away so much more.
It takes away the talking points from wrong decisions, for example, if it's marginal like that, for example. You know, and I just feel, for me, I think the human element of the game, but also stakes are high, TV rights and all those type of things, you know, so you also got to think about that.
It's just going to say that the stakes are high, and that decision can be one that is life-changing in some. It's taking rather long for the decision to be made.
I think it's a straightforward decision. I think it's a penalty, clearly. I don't think we should be spending so much time and looking at VAR that much.
Jane, that's why you're here with me in the commentary booth. That is why you're with me here in the commentary booth. Let's leave that for Diana Chikotesha. she's going to have a headache. She's going to break the hearts of Mauritius. And this will also, Chwanyanyuka will be one of those that is developing a love-hate relationship with the players down there. And the referee has made her decision and is making her way onto the field. There we go. Penalty.
Penalty all day long, no doubt about it.
Penalty. First VAR decision made in this match. And goalkeeper Nolene Edmond is one that was preparing herself. I think she had known that it was going to come to this. It's Sabrina Tom that is given the responsibility to register her name onto the score sheet. Those two players have scored for Malawi, Patricia Nyirenda and Asimenya Samwaka.
I was just speaking about Sabrina Tom, about impact on this game, and it's good to see immediately when the penalty was called, she steps up immediately, and that's a sign of leadership.
Sabrina Tom up against Nolene Edmond. Happy people are about to celebrate, but first things first is to get the ball in the back of the net. The run is quite a decent one. Sabrina Tom will force the keeper to guess the wrong way. Referee says play according to my whistle, and it is all systems go. Keeper on the line is Tom getting ready. Referee making sure that there's no encroaching in the box. Mauritius facing another moment is Tom. Nolene! And staying rooted on to her line. Sabrina Tom getting the second goal of this match after 22 minutes. Very well taken penalty.
Yeah, good penalty by Tom, making sure that they take the 2-0 lead, and I think for her it's going to be good for her confidence going forward now, and hopefully she's got a lot more goals in her for this particular match, and trying to work on her confidence. Seeing that the last game she played very, very well, but not to her optimum level.
Well, Sabrina, are they loving and celebrating with her on the park and saying, I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm here to set the scene alight. And talking about the two sides that have scored the least number of goals in this group, it is Malawi and Mauritius.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect opportunity and a perfect day for Malawi to get on the score sheet and score as many goals as possible, create as many chances as they can, as they try to get this 3 points and staying ahead of, obviously, the other game that includes Madagascar and Botswana.
There's a header from Jerusha. Doesn't get it well on the head, and it's 24 minutes in the other match, which is between Madagascar and Botswana. 0-0 is the scoreline. So far, it is Malawi that seems to be the side that will get into the knockout phases of the tournament.
I think in an ideal situation for Malawi, they'd expect that score to remain the same. A draw will be perfect for Malawi, then it takes out all the connotations, and their points will be enough to take them through to the semi-finals.
Still need to bang in quite a number of goals. Let's not forget that it was a high score between Botswana and Mauritius. So they still got a long way to go. 2-0 the scoreline at the Madiba's Stadium. Beautiful venue. Groundsman needs a pat on the back for making sure that everything is on point.
No, fantastic grounds, and the field is very well looked after. You know, we got to compliment the Madibas. You know, if you look around, even in the entire university, you go, there's lots of cricket fields and rugby fields and everything. It's absolutely beautiful, and the infrastructure is quite modern and amazing.
We should be getting a lot of athletes coming out of this province, coming out of the Madibas. 25 minutes on the clock, and it's a throw-in. Alufandika just takes that throw-in, but
Actually, not far from us, behind the stadium, is the high performance center with state-of-the-art gym equipment and a swimming pool and all those things. So very state-of-the-art high performance center over here at Madibas, and like you're saying, they should be creating a lot of athletes coming from this area.
They just need to go and use it. You can't have the state-of-the-art facilities. Not using it is like parking a Rolls-Royce in your garage without an engine.
Yeah, I like to administer that. You look at Wits, for example, Wits University.
Here's Malawi on the edge of the box. Another opportunity, and it's another goal. And that being a heartbreaker. Malawi getting 3 goals to the good. And Asemenya Simwaka registers her name, this being her second goal of the tournament.
Yeah, well taken goal over there. I think you kind of anticipated just before it happened. Off air, well spotted there. So good cross coming in from the far side once again, and Simwaka making no mistake from close range.
Well, Simwaka just using the outside, the inside of the foot, just to steer that ball away from the goalkeeper. You can see she's absolutely businesslike. After she scores, she goes and she picks that ball up and runs back to the center line. You would expect that when you are 3 goals to the good, that would give you a little bit of relaxation. So they very much know that the job is not done. It's Simwaka, another ball that is in the box, and that just going over the bar.
No, good intent from Malawi. You know, the attitude is fantastic. The way they're applying themselves, the intensity that they're going with. Simwaka just having scored on another run, on another mission. Good ball into the box and just off target in the end.
Exploiting the pace, exploiting the wings.
That wasn't too far away. A good strike, you know, just unlucky not to hit the target there.
Tendasani. When you go to Malawi and you go into town, there's a number of motorbikes that are doing business. It run like almost taxis. They call them the kabazas. Simwaka is almost like one of those kabazas, busy on the wings and making it rather difficult to header by Tom. And the offside flag has come to the rescue.
Again, we can see the Mauritius players so close to each other. The ball is ricocheting off each other. That's how close they are, and that's how compact they remain. But it can also spell problems for them.
Yeah, I think for Mauritius, the islanders, they've tried with all but an improved tournament from the time they entered the first, the second, the third. They were eliminated in the group stages of the last time. There are years in which they didn't enter the competition, but important for John Kersley to keep these young ladies together.
Yeah, it becomes difficult for Mauritius when you don't have a really solid professional league back home for them. You know, that's why you'll find that the countries that have a little bit of strong leagues and players that's applying their trade abroad are always a bit stronger because of obviously the development and the way they do things is a little bit better.
When you're looking at the playing squad of Mauritius, most of the players are playing their football out in France, but in the lineup, all but one who is in the lineup that plays a football for FC Laurent in front. That is Marie Gopal, the number 6. She plays a football in France, and that speaks to the coach saying, I want to leave this tournament having given every single player a run, let them get a taste of international football, and let them go back and think about pushing to make this a career. Long ball from Eva Peru in the box, header away by Patricia Nyirenda. Tendasani scooping that ball with the outside of the right foot. Malawi poised with 5 points in the group. Botswana, 7 points for Malawi, 5 for Botswana as it stands. Remember, this can change. Madagascar with 4. They are still level. There's been a draw or being held or holding each other out. There's belief Madagascar that they can cause an upset?
Yeah, I think if Madagascar wins there, then we're gonna have to go to the connotations and what means to happen is it's gonna be decided on goal difference. It's gonna be decided by head-to-head, and I think with a Madagascar win over there, it will put a little bit of complications into who goes through.
So 30 minutes on the clock. 3-0 to the Scorchers. On track to defend their title. On track to finish top of the group in Group B, with Botswana and Madagascar doing business at the other venue. Tom beaten to the ball is Simwenya. Faith Chinzimu as Jerusha. She'll use her strength as Jerusha. Down she goes, but here's N'Golo Kante. Maureen finding Letitia Chinyamula. Chinyamula goes out to the left-hand side. Caroline is available, but it's Chinyamula. It's got to just lift her game a little bit. She is the heartbeat of Malawi. Here's a Simwaka, and denied yet again by Nolene Edmund. The flag also went up.
Yeah, that's where VAR came in and obviously spotted the offside, a very, very marginal offside over there. From where I'm sitting, I was probably directly in line with the linesman as well. I didn't see that it would be offside. So again, VAR coming to the foreplay.
Please tell them all, the one sitting next to you and the next, to get ready for the match at 3 p.m., which is South Africa and Seychelles. That would be Group A. South Africa having already qualified. So we're looking to see who will finish in second position. It is the winners of each group that will get into the knockout phases. 4 countries in Group A, 4 countries in Group B, 3 in Group C, and 3 in Group D. Total of 14 teams that have come to grace this occasion. Lesotho playing yesterday. Saw some lovely players there contributing to women's football in that country, and hoping that the star player at some point, that is Rabale, who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, would join the team and give them that little bit of bite. Dominance in you know, when you look at the ball possession stats, this time I have no qualms with the indication that it is Malawi that is enjoying possession. The one thing that we want to see, though, is a little bit of balance. Game played on the wings, on the left and the right hand side. Simwaka seems to be the player that sees a lot of the balls in comparative to Caroline, but then you also get Caroline sometimes dropping a little bit deep into the midfield and narrowing that angle, loving the part where she's got to take on players. That is indeed a correct decision.
If we saw that replay and how the setup of Mauritius is, it's no surprises that Malawi is trying to use the width and trying to get in around them, because it's quite difficult to go through them. So going around them and going through the wings and putting balls back into the box has yielded success for Malawi thus far.
It is the morning traffic, and therefore you need all the kabazas from Malawi to get onto their bikes and start motoring away, making light work of Mauritius. Yes, Jerusha playing the 1-2 with Melissa. Jerusha wins it back for Mauritius, out to the left-hand side. Ramasamy. Keeper gets a touch.
A rare occasion of Mauritius entering, making a box entry into the Malawian box, but well dealt with by the keeper.
That's very difficult for a keeper who's been on holiday. She's really got to switch on all the time. You'd think she's gone to Mauritius for a holiday. As that's the strong wind that is also got a hand in how this game is played. We're talking about 40 kilometers per hour. That's some great camera work and giving you the pictures and telling you the story of what is happening out here in Gqeberha. Is Malawi on the edge of the box. It played bright. Chinyamola takes a strike. Keeper also just clatters on that and hacks it, or just gets a good finger to dissect or deflect that ball away from an oncoming player. And that is important for a keeper. Deflect it away from the traffic. Because if that ball is deflected into play, is a number of oncoming players that could benefit from that.
Yeah, powerfully struck shot, and obviously she did well by evading the danger away from the goals.
Caroline?
We spoke about the Malawian keeper being on holiday in Mauritius. I've had the pleasure of going to Mauritius. It's an absolutely beautiful country, you know, and I would advise anybody, the weather is absolutely immaculate. Even when it rains over there, it's still very, very hot. So, and the resort's absolutely fantastic.
So they're getting to love the weather in South Africa.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Pretty similar tropical weather. The humidity seems to be the same, you know, but yeah, they're enjoying it, you know. They were complaining the first game, it was very, very cold. It wasn't, for us, as normal people, it was a normal day. It wasn't really a winter day for us, you know, but they seem to have struggled in that little bit of cold weather.
Caroline. Concerning for Malawi was the fact that coming to this particular tournament, the build-up was a poor one in terms of their preparation. 34 goals scored in their previous match. Yes, Tom, good deflection by the keeper and helped on yet again as Alexandra does well to whip that ball away, but the flag also is coming to the rescue. Yeah,
again, VAR coming into play there. They're very, very strict on the offsides. They keep a keen eye on the offsides, and yeah, again, marginal offside from the Malawian player in the box.
Because one thing I can assure you, Sabrina Tom was not offside.
Yeah, Sabrina Tom wasn't, but when she put the cross in, I think the player on there was she was the one who was offside, because she was going to interfere with play.
Yep. Jerusha Ramaswamy just losing out, and here is the player who's made history in this tournament, Julie Gopal. She's got the goal to her name. Goal that would mean a lot for her and her family and for football in Mauritius. Eva Peru. Got a long range drive is Eva. Ball in the air as Chavinda is looking for Caroline, who finds herself a little bit deeper than expected. Chavinda's wanting to have played the quick 1-2 with Caroline, and Caroline slightly deeper in that particular moment. Throw in. Clean game, Dave?
Yeah, it's been so far so good. I think in contrast, it's contrasting. Malawi obviously playing for qualification, and I think for Mauritius the ambition is to get 1 goal.
So talking about the preparations for this tournament, 34 goals, conceding 0. That was in the previous tournament, and weren't they on fire? But that was also with the help of the tournament's leading goal scorer in that 2023 edition. It was Temwa. This time they will have to do without Temwa. 9 goals to her name in 2023. You'll have to go to 2012 when we had a double digit, and that was a Nokomutlo. It was the year of Nokomutlo when she was still a striker, converted to a centre back. Nokomutlo continues to defy the odds at 35 years of age. She continues to play, and playing for some decent sides out in Spain.
The interesting fact that you mentioned that Malawi didn't concede a single goal, and that's how they ended up winning the tournament, and that just shows you, in any game, league football, tournament football, the team that concedes the least amount of goals normally is the one. But fantastic record not to concede a single goal throughout the entire tournament.
No, Dane. It was in the build-up to the tournament. In the tournament, goalkeeper kept 1 clean sheet, and that was against Eswatini. Here's Simwaka. 3 players, and again you'd ask yourself, that's another offside position for Malawi. Wasted opportunities to go into a further lead, and with two players that had all the time in the world. I think even Simwaka could have held on to that ball, showing the thinking. You can see the coach is very much unimpressed with the decision making in that final third. Simwaka already on a bicycle there. She gets the ball ahead of Annalie, and the two players had already strayed in an offside position. So correct call.
Definitely correct call. Just for Simwaka, it's important for her to just be slightly more patient and sometimes just have a glance over your shoulder to see exactly where the linesman is, and you can work off that.
Dane, there's nobody that can compete with Simwaka. This is a player that has just come back from France, who competes in the 100 meters. She competes in the 200 meters. She was at the recent Olympics. So when you talk about this Kabadza, she's explosive. Make no mistake.
What an athlete. We can't call her a football player.
Footballer.
We got to call her an athlete, and I think that makes a difference. You know, the amount of work she puts in, you can clearly see that her speed and her tenacity and her fitness is way above the rest.
But not to forget about Maria Matola. You remember the player from the athlete from Mozambique?
Yes.
The 800-meter runner?
Yes,
she
correct.
was fantastic. She was also a baller. And, I mean, if anybody wants to Google Maria Matola, the history is there for you to read and remember what a fantastic athlete that was. We continue to celebrate, and many a times there were coaches that were trying to convince her to come and join the team at crucial qualifiers. But I think more importantly for her was, I don't want to get injured. Yes, she was a former footballer, but she then went on to choose that she will be an athlete, an 800-meter at that.
You got to compliment the mentality of such athletes. You know, everything they put their mind to, they excel in that. So it's all about the mindset, you know, and we got to compliment Simwaka as well. She's been fantastic, and she's got a good attitude. But I can tell already by what I'm learning about her is that her mindset is very, very strong, and that's why she's able to excel in everything she does.
Here's Letitia. Caroline in an advanced position can play it back with Letitia Chinyamula. Chinyamula would look for Simwaka. One bounce in the box, and Nolene gets down quickly to the ground and just makes sure that that ball doesn't become elusive and finds the back of the net. They are playing with the wind. Is Mauritius. Will be interesting in the second half how they deal with the pace, the wind, and a team that will then have some information on what is happening at the Isaac Wolferson Stadium.
Correct. So yeah, we're just trying to keep an eye on what's happening at the Isaac Wolferson Stadium. So after 43 minutes, the scores are still locked at 0-0, and that will be good for Malawi.
Oh, absolutely. 7 points will be in the bag. Football and maths goes hand in hand. Serena Tom. Being pickpocketed there by Daphne Nadar. Playing with a high press. Low block, not one that Mauritius is going to change anytime soon. They went out with the same mentality of defending and just minimizing the scoreline. There's Simwaka. Semenya Simwaka, who's available. Sabrina Tom. Simwaka can waltz away, and eventually that ball is intercepted. Here's Caroline Makiola. Caroline Makiola opening up space, and there's a player down on the ground, and again it is Sabrina Tom. Maybe fair play could have been exercised by Sabrina Tom at making it 4-0. There was a player down. I think she could have just played the ball out. You want to, I mean, that, for me, as much as, yes, they need the goals, but that was a moment that you could have, you know, just shown some sportsmanship.
Yeah, when it comes to fair play with the ball hitting the player over there, you know, it takes me back to one day when the goalkeeper was down in Pauline Kenyo, ended up catching the ball, you know, and just going to fair play. We talk about fair play, and I think in that situation there, when the ball hit that player, Me personally, I would have stopped and just let the referee
Let the
attend to
referee
the
block,
player.
yeah. But again, the VAR is coming in to decide on whether or not they will allow that ball to stand, and referee says just be patient.
The only way VAR is going to intervene there if it's a foul that happened before that, but I don't see it. I think that goal is definitely going to stand if she wasn't impeded in terms of foul created against her.
Referee's been in that moment, her decisions is a bit slow in making to check the welfare of the player, because that is priority number one. Go and check if the player is okay. You can always deal with the decisions at a much later stage. When you're looking at Eva Peru, she's flat on her back, looking like she is in distress. The medical team was eventually summoned on. That is after some couple of seconds, and players asking the question, is that a goal? Isn't it a goal? We too having the discussion, is that a goal? Isn't it a goal?
Yeah, the Malawians is back waiting and ready for Mauritius to center, which means they are expecting it to be a goal. If I can just come back to Simaka again, I've noticed that the reason she gets caught offside many times is the fact that she goes into the inside too much. If she stays wider a little bit more and delays her run to the inside a little more and gets away from the Mauritius defender, she'll then be able to see the Mauritius defender and where she is and receive the ball in behind at a better angle. You know, so I'd like to see her second half staying wider and delaying going inside too much too soon, and then she can see the line of the Mauritius defense a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. A player that sorely missed at this tournament is Medina. She's another one of those who is out injured. We're wishing her a speedy recovery. And also a player that we'd like to say all the best is Rosa Kadzele, or Kadzele. She's one of those players who was signed for Montpellier in France and is yet to play in the league, and also struggling at this moment with an injury. But one's got to look out for those players. We will track a number of our African players abroad. Barbara Banda, Kundananji, Chanda, those are the players that we will follow. Not forgetting that Banyana who are out playing and making use of the international break. They are playing in, let me say, Banyana Senior are playing in a friendly match against England. That will be around 9 p.m. South African time. The referee is being referred to the touchline to make a decision. Another stop in play. So football in Malawi, Dane, let me just paint you a picture. It's played in regions. You get the central region, you get the southern region, and you get the northern region. The southern region is those areas around Lilongwe. You know, when you talk Lilongwe, you talk about street lights, you talk about the Santon of Malawi.
I think Blantyre and Lilongwe is the two that we also spend time in with under 17 championships. Those are the two cities that we visited, and we played our matches in Blantyre and also Lilongwe.
Well, Blantyre is the capital.
I think Blantyre is the capital
of Malawi.
Lilongwe looks very, very nice.
Yeah.
If I just have to do research, I just have to see exactly, it's either Lilongwe or Blantyre that's the capital.
We're looking for players from MK Academy, Mayole Sisters. Those are the teams that play up in the north. And when you're looking at the screen there, the player actually took a right. Keep an eye of the player in the middle. That looks like Sabrina Tom, as that ball is being hacked away. Keep an eye on the two players in the center of the picture. She turns around. It looks like there was a bit of an elbow. I guess that is the reason why, as Tom was taking a few steps backwards. I don't think she knew anything about that, to be fair.
Yeah, difficult call. Like I said, you know, the only reason why VAR will intervene if the Mauritius player was impeded, and they are looking at if she was impeded there. Difficult decision, you know, it's 50-50. I've seen them given as well, so I don't know. It's up to the referee to decide there, but that's a difficult decision to make.
I think when you look at that, it's the elbow that goes into the breast area, and that can be painful, Dane.
Yeah, it can be a bit winded.
You can't relate to that, my friend. And that is a no-goal.
I think that is justice. It's really justice. The fair play element in there, and VAR coming to the rescue of Mauritius there, but the player clearly being impeded then, and probably a correct call by the referee. So well done to VAR again for spotting that.
The check is complete, and a free kick is awarded to Mauritius for that infringement. It is on Julie Gopal, the player. In actual fact, not Julie Gopal, but Eva Peru, who had gone down and taken a bit of a knock in the chest area.
I love the way you pronounce the French surname, Peru.
Here is Mauritius that would allow themselves to organize. I think that break really broke the momentum of this match. We are in 6 minutes of additional time after playing or allowing the regulation time. Here's Samwaka, that ball just peeling off the right foot. Caroline, well, Maureen will bring that in. Faith Chinzumu just takes her eye off the ball, but Chinzumu gives chase. Referee coming into the mix. Another ball. Jerusha will give chase. Struggle continues.
Will be interesting to see. It's 5 minutes added on time, and we're already approaching 7 minutes of added on time. We'll be interesting to see how much more time the referee allows to play. Of course, that stoppages of VAR plays a part in that, and it'll be interesting to see how much more time will be added on.
Caroline Matiola, she'll just look for the players making the run and hoping that they will break the line. Malawi will be told in the break that just hold your runs, and the half-time score in the other match, which is Botswana and Madagascar, just to shore up this particular result, is 0-0, and that gives an advantage to Malawi as they proceed to the break and are looking forward to the next 45 minutes. Our referee, that is Niteboheleng Sitoko, brings an end to the first 45 minutes, brings an end to a match that was absolutely free of a number of challenges and fouls, and VAR coming to the rescue in one of those decisions, in actual fact 2 of those decisions. The wind continues to blow, and we would be blowing over and moving into the break, and Mauritius find themselves 3 goals down with just 2 goal attempts. They are yet to get a shot on target. They are yet to be in the opposition half. There's no offsides to talk about. There's no corner kicks to talk about. And when we talk about possession, it is absolutely high in favor of Malawi. One would say one-sided affair, and I would agree. It is an opportunity to go to the touchline, and Ms. Banda will be ready to give us her views of the first 45. That is Ms. Banda, and as soon as they are ready, we will join Ms. Banda, and she will agree that the goals that is needed is expected for Malawi. We said that the magical number is 7, and VAR coming to the rescue. So let's go down to the touchline to Ms. Itumeleng Banda.
Well, there you have it. The first 45 come and gone, and it is Malawi that currently lead. VAR coming into the mix of things. And talking about VAR, last year, if you remember, VAR only had an opportunity to influence 4 games, but within this competition, it has an opportunity to be a part of 9. With me right now is Felix Tangawarima, who is a FIFA instructor, as well as someone who is the manager of the COSAFA referees. Felix, first of all, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very excited to talk to you, and also about the innovation and the inclusion of technology. Let's just talk about how we prepared for VAR to be implemented this year.
We, as COSAFA, we are very excited for this program. Like we rightly said, we started the program last year, And last year we just did 4 games, 4 last games. Why did we do 4 last games? Because we didn't have enough referees certified, as we said before. For these referees to be allowed to officiate VAR, they have to be certified by FIFA. They have to do minimum of 25 hours of training. So since last year up to now, we have been training our referees. And before this tournament, we come in 1 week before to prepare and train the referees. So we have now enough referees to cover the last 9 games. That's why we have actually gone up to 9 games this time.
And when talking about VAR, do we also have, are we also training the teams and getting them to understand that it's not just the decision that will be made by the referee, but there's also technology included?
Yes, last night we actually had an opportunity to have a meeting and a presentation to all the teams which are in the tournament, because it's actually going to be different. The way we were operating without VAR it's different from now when we have VAR. So we presented our VAR project to the teams, team officials, captains, and so on last night in preparation for this this particular VAR event. But sometimes it takes time for us to change, to embrace the new technology. But what is important is that this is where football is going. The VAR is now part of the laws of the game. So we need to embrace, all of us, to embrace the new technology so that we can actually come to terms with what is happening.
Now, Felix, one of the reasons why many people don't like VAR is because it takes away from the instant moment as to how the players react. Is there a specific time frame in which referees can make their decision?
You see, what we need, as you saw from the first half, we had some VAR intervention on three occasions where the first time there was a penalty which was missed by a referee, and through intervention from the VAR, the penalty was awarded. There was a goal which was scored, which was an offside, which was actually disallowed. So you will find out there is greater benefit for the teams, and what we need as officials is maximum benefit to the teams and a minimum interference. We don't want to interfere, but we want to have correct results. As you can see, actually, this is very important. This is the last group.
Yes.
And the goals are actually going to have an important impact on the qualification of the teams. And imagine if we're going to allow a goal, which is not supposed to be a goal. Yeah. It has an impact on the result of the match. It has an impact on the team going home. So you can see the VAR, this technology is eliminating all that. So teams are actually getting fair treatment and they get fair results.
But just quickly, before I let you go, I need to know from you that should VAR, because it is technology, should it crash during a game, what then happens?
We always have a plan B.
Okay.
We have plan B. Okay. Yes, we are there on the line, but we also have plan B. In the event that it's not working, yes, it can happen, but we will then tell the teams that, look, this is the situation we are in, alrighty. And then we continue, as normal, so that we revert back to officiating without VAR.
Alrighty, that is Felix Mtawarima. He is the head of referees right here at COSAFA, as well as a FIFA instructor, as it stands between this game between Malawi as well as Mauritius. It is Malawi that lead by 3-0.
And they score an avalanche of goals. That becomes a decider. So, still undecided. Keeper makes a brilliant save, but the ball ricocheting back into the path of...
The Mauritius players start getting deflated. But if you look again on what happened in the goal there, a bit of a scramble, a lot of numbers, a lot of red shirts around there, but not very organized. Everybody's just there, but they're not playing their roles.
The ball that was brought in was by Faith Chinzimu, a player who plays for Ascent Academy. Got a second bite at the cherry. Keeper making a save, just being let down by her defense in that moment. She made a brilliant save. Not good enough, slightly overcooked. Here's an opportunity for the goal scorer. A strike that goes over the bar. Not to trouble the goalkeeper, but with her defense, and rightfully so. Priska Apilon, who is the captain. So we have a look at Malawi being given a lot of space and nobody making herself a nuisance up front, but dealt with nevertheless. Another ball looking for the height and the pace of Simwaka. Player goes down at Faith Chinzimu. Referee is saying there's nothing wrong with that. Players that is being looked at by a number of international teams. Arsenal had their eye on Faith Chinzimu, but here she is still plying a trade. The referee paying attention, communicating with VAR, and its indication is that she will go to make the decision herself. It's going to break the hearts of Mauritius, and the referee has made her decision and is making her way onto the field. There we go. Penalty. It's Tom Nolene, and staying rooted on to her line. Sabrina Tom getting the second goal.
It's going to be good for her confidence going forward now, and hopefully she's got a lot more goals in her for this particular match, and trying to work on her confidence. Seeing that the last game she played very, very well, but not to her optimum level. Yeah, I like to administer that you look at Wits, for example, Wits University.
Here's Malawi on the edge of the box, another opportunity, and it's another goal, and that being a heartbreaker.
Yeah, well taken goal over there. I think you kind of anticipated just before it happened, off air, well spotted there. So good cross coming in from the far side once again, and Simwaka making no mistake from close range.
Well, Simwaka just using the inside of the foot just to steer that ball away from the goalkeeper. Here's Malawi on the edge of the box. It played bright. Chinyamula takes a strike. Keeper also just clatters on that and dissect or deflect that ball away from an oncoming player. And that is important for a keeper. Deflect it away from the traffic. It's away. And eventually that ball is intercepted. Here's Caroline Mafiola. Caroline Mafiola opening up space. And there's a player down on the ground. And again, it is Sabrina Tom. Maybe fair play could have been exercised by Sabrina Tom. Look for the players making the run and hoping that they will break the line. Malawi will be told in the break that just hold your runs. And the half-time score in the other match, which is Botswana and Madagascar, just to shore up this particular result, is 0-0. And that gives an advantage to Malawi as they proceed to the break and are looking forward to the next 45 minutes. Our referee, Niteboheleng Sitoko, brings an end to the first 45 minutes, brings an end to a match that was absolutely free of a number of challenges and fouls, and VAR coming to the rescue in one of those decisions. In actual fact, two of those decisions. The wind continues to blow, and we would be blowing over and moving into the break. Welcome back to the second half at the Madibas Stadium. If you are just joining us, it is Malawi leading by 3-0, running away with this match and currently poised to advance to the knockout stages of the competition. 3 goals that have been scored. First one scored by Letitia Chinyamula, and also Sabrina Tom getting a penalty, and Asamenya Simwaka adding on to the scoreboard. Malawi, who are in a huddle right now in the green uniforms with a bit of red trimmings, They want to do the business. They want to make light work of this particular fixture. Just to also share with you that we do have VAR at the stadium, and some decisions have already been referred to our referees are given the responsibility on the day. In VAR, it's Ansinyo Twanyanyuka as well as Diana Chikotesha, our referee for this match, and she hails from Lesotho. That is Nteboheleng Teresa Sitoko. She's supported by Twanyanyuka. No, she's supported by Poloto Mpara of Lesotho and Nandi Pameze of South Africa. Fourth official is Changula Vistoria of Namibia. Ms. Brenda Kunda of Zambia is the match commissioner. Referee just making sure that all is in order, checking the net. Don't want to miss a single part of the action. We got to hear, or just during the break, the FIFA referee's instructor, that's Mr. Felix, who's responsible for engaging and training the referees to be certified. Last outing we had only 4 games that were referred, and that was the semi-final stages. Bearing in mind that the referee, you got to be certified. You need 25 hours minimum in terms of training.
Yeah, fantastic explanation during the halftime break over there from COSAFA, obviously, to come in with the referee instructor to explain to us exactly as to how the process unfolds and what is expected from the referees and how far has been implemented.
When you're looking at the bench of Mauritius, there are some players that are getting ready to come into this match with the hope of making a difference. And when you're looking at those players, it looks like Ambra Anastasia Apollon and Maeli Lesar and Fiona Felicity is another player. Well, she comes out for number 19, and number 14 comes in for number 3. That is a change in the defense. That's Fiona Felicity. She'll come in for Annabella Rasso. And the last change is Fawelina Fiona. And it is Malawi, on the other hand, that is also preparing to make a change. Catherine Kachala is the player, and Sarah Mulumbika is another one of those. Sarah Mulumbika, who plays football for Nirande Soccer Giants. She had about 23 minutes in the first match. Catherine Kachala is another one who played around about 86 minutes. And she will want to come in and shore up Malawi. Here's Sarah Mulumbika, playing for Nirande Soccer Giants out in Malawi. Catherine Kachala, MDF Lioness, player also playing her football in Malawi. So she comes in for Mary, number 18, Mary Chavinda. So 2 changes for the coach of Malawi, Coach Lovemore Fazile. That is one of the 2 changes that has been made. Comes and slots into the attacking position. Come in and give a little bit more width. Caroline Mathiola, coach, wants a little bit more width. Not doing enough in the first 45 minutes, but an opportunity also to get a run. Here is Sabrina Tom laying it back, and this time she lays it back for Tenda Sani, is just operating as at 6, or at times switching positions, going into that number 10 position just behind the strikers. But look at Sabrina Tom, realizing that there's too many bodies to deal with, plays the ball back for an oncoming tender, and eventually that ball just going over the bar.
Yeah, against Botswana, she came off the bench, and I was really impressed with her, how she operates in the midfield there. All the play goes through her, and she's trying to spread that balls in the wide areas and also trying to get shots away. That's a mark of a very, very diverse and good midfield.
Under pressure is Nyirenda. Tidied up by Maureen. Gets it furthest away up the field, looking for the Kabadza there in Simwaka. Throwing. Good to see Eva Peru having, dusted off the injury in the first 45. She is an integral player or integral member of the squad. Gets some good work in that defensive third.
She's certainly one of the players that puts herself about, and like you say, she's a very, very important player for the team because of the way she leads.
As Malawi keeper. Good communication between Daphne Dadar and Nolene Edmund, the keeper. She just made sure that the two attackers from Malawi don't get ahead of her, and protected that ball until the keeper collected. Cushioned that ball very well is Rose Alifandika. Malawi this time have a bit of a challenge. They need to adjust their game a little bit. They've got to navigate the wind as well. And you will get to see a little bit later when corners are awarded how the wind holds that ball up in the air. Or you need to then almost take the corner and whip it almost around the big box or outside that circle just outside the big box. The wind will whip it in almost to the penalty area.
Yeah, it's important for the players to pick up the flight of the wind and get used to it as quickly as they can. We saw at the beginning of each and every match when the wind is blowing that the teams do tend to struggle a little bit with that, but as the game progresses, I think they get used to the flight of the ball and they adapt.
Kenneth. Sarah Mulumbika. She plays a football for Nerande.
I must also mention that I grew up here, so I know exactly how the wind blows and how to kick the ball against the wind and with the wind. But it's always a bit easier to play against the wind because the ball holds up more, which means you can move the ball a little bit better. Playing with the wind, the ball always seems to run away and the weight of the pass becomes important.
I think I'm going to put some money on the line here and take Dane Clegg for some cosmetic surgery. So that he can don his boots and get onto the pitch. Which side will you play for, Dane?
I'm very much playing cricket for Helen Vale United at the moment, so I'm very happy with my sporting code at the moment. I think I'm very content, that's why I retired.
So cricket it is. Dane is sitting on the fence, doesn't want to really hurt the feelings of any other player. What a fantastic player he was in his playing days. Matatazela, as he was known to many football-loving persons and fans out there. Highly celebrated in these parts of Gqeberha. A man that has got accolades of medals and almost forming a hunchback with the weight of that. Here's another opportunity in the second half to get that goal that really seals it. High fives all round as Malawi runs right. Letitia Chinyamula gets her name also registered on the score sheet. 50 minutes on the clock, so it reads Malawi 4. Look at the work that was done on the left-hand side. That is Catherine Kachala. She just came on, Kachala, picking her head up, picking a spot, oncoming Letitia Chinyamula. She's not to be denied. Keeper was wanting in that occasion, but the net was just left wide open for Letitia Chinyamula to get a goal.
Yeah, again the playing in the wide areas, keeping the width and trying to get crosses into the box. Good running, good numbers into the box for Malawi as well. The ball obviously ending up at one of the attackers' feet, and the finish was very well taken.
There's another opportunity for Malawi, just inside the opposition half, or the opposition's box. Rose, 56 minutes, done and dusted in the other side, and still locked at 0-0 apiece. A draw just breaks the heart of many who thought Botswana will get over the line if the scoreline remains as is. Malawi having a feast. Here's Chinyamula sliding away as Kachala, keeper, gets it, makes a save and recovers quickly, and then also just gets a little bit of a kick to the head. Matches the ball. Kachala did well to stay onside, and you can't blame her for that. It was a 50-50. Kachala just protecting that, being held back, and guilty as you would call it. It is Fawela Fiona Felicity who was holding back.
It'll be interesting to see what VAR suggests with that pulling of the shirt. But 50-50 ball over there, and the ball was a bit loose, and I think the Malawian attacker had every right to go for that ball, but good bravery shown by the goalkeeper to put herself about.
And also, you know, recovered to smother that and not allow another goal to just trickle over the line. When you look at Malawi, they've really been businesslike. If coming here in the second half, picking up from where they left off in the first 45. The stretcher has been summoned onto the pitch, and the goalkeeper, Nolene, receiving treatment. Well, when you look at that name called Murray Edmund, Murray means mother, and Murray is associated with Catholics. So Mother Mary, Mother Gloria. So when you look at Edmund, her name is Nolene Edmund. So you say Mother Nolene Edmund. So hence you'd find a number of players who have the name Marie, and you'd be saying, oh, how come everybody in Mauritius is called Marie? No, it's Mother Mary.
It's like us as players that when I was playing, you are definitely the Mother Gloria Brown. You know, I remember vividly a couple of matches I played, and when I look at the highlights, your voice is there when I've scored a couple of goals as well. So, yeah, fantastic, fantastic to sit alongside you and trying out other things in football. And yeah, you've really made it so enjoyable for me to sit next to you, and thank you for guiding me so much with the commentary.
But here we are. Stop flattering. But I'll take those any day as we have a look at the stretcher. But let's have a look at those goals, how it all started. And it was Semenya, goalkeeper, making a save very early in the match, and Letitia Chinyamula opening the scoring in the 7th minute. She later goes on for a brace, and that was the decision that VAR had to make for a foul on Faith Chinzimu. Sabrina Tom saying thank you very much, and she slotted that penalty through, and it was the Kabadza of Malawi, that's Asimenya Simwaka, who also got her name on to the score sheet, and the last one that also went through has got to be a goal that is remembered by Letitia Chinyamula in the 50th minute. That is what you want to see from the coaches. Relaxed, not standing and pacing down the touchline. They've done their job. The girls know the mission. They know the assignment. And you get some of these coaches that will speak from the first whistle until the last whistle.
Yeah, I know. I think as a coach, you'll try and be as calm as possible. That's an ideal situation for you. If you look at that situation over there, I always tell players at training that we work so hard at training that I want to enjoy watching them play, you know. But if things don't go according to plan, you got to get up and try and rectify situations and almost be like the 12th man for the players.
You need to portray that calm persona, because when the coach panics, the players also panic. It reflects on the field, it goes onto the field. But as we see, Asemenya just keeping warm under the conditions, and as we have a look at the package we've prepared for you. The explosiveness of Asemenya Simwaka. She cuts through that defense like a knife through butter, as Simwaka keeping that ball from going out, waltzing away. Maybe sometimes some people will call her waltzing Matilda. Presence of mind, delivering that ball into the right areas when she realizes she can't get to the goal mouth. A real team player. It's a matter of time before Asemenya leaves the shores of Malawi to perhaps go and grace other players that have donned or swapped the national team jerseys. And that is not a sight that we like to see. It is an opportunity to look at the bench and see who else could be brought on. We have Kodoi Churin, and we also have Brasse. Numi Brasse is another player that can come on. She's yet to get minutes. Numi Brasse, she plays for US through all beaches. Numi Brasse also playing her football in Mauritius. This will be her first a grand entrance into the tournament. And we were talking about this, Dane, to say the goalkeepers are those those players that hardly get a chance unless in situations like this, as the player being stretched off and taken to the ambulance. Nolene Edmund, Naomi Brasse.
Yeah, I think of the keeper getting opportunity to come on. The unfortunate that the first choice goalkeeper obviously got injured in that moment there with the challenge. But I think it'll be interesting to see how the new goalkeeper that's coming in, Brasse now, just to see how she will cope, and if Malawi can capitalize on obviously the keeper being replaced.
That's moments we don't want to see in football, and it would be the defense of Eva Peru, Daphne Dadard, and Anias Fono that will need to allow Brasse to settle, the 20-year-old who's come in very young. Mauritius, one of two sides that have brought in a young team to this tournament, building for the future, the building blocks at international level, starting at the COSAFA tournament. Throw in. Julie Gopal has got the only goal in a Mauritian jersey, but she'll leave that and the responsibility will be given to Mary August, all the way to the keeper.
Yeah, rare opportunity for Mauritius there. I think the player was also caught by surprise when she found herself with so much space around her and time, and a little bit of a tame strike. She would have liked to get more power on that strike.
Again, when you get to this level, you can actually see that Malawi have been around for quite some time, and being one of 4 nations that have lifted this cup. Zimbabwe has done the same. They've lifted the cup. That is way back in 2011. South Africa has made this cup their own, but Zambia's powers and growth continue to be recognized. They are also champions of the COSAFA Cup. But it is the most recent glory days that one is looking and saying the Scorchers are a force to be reckoned with. Zambia and South Africa will have to dig deep in this tournament if they are to win it back or tussle that trophy out of the hands of Malawi. It's not going to be easy, and as the match progresses, we do get to see the players enjoying a lot more, playing with more purpose and poise, and the scoreline also just start diminishing. 1-0, 2-1. That's how close it becomes in this particular match. Very much one-sided. It's Malawi that find themselves with 4 goals to the good. Still the group stages.
Yeah, interesting. You're speaking about Zambia and how much their football has improved, the men's and women's game under the leadership of the esteemed Mr. Kalusha Balwa.
That was a very close effort, and one just got to encourage Amelia Lissard to keep fighting for that. If you're looking at the number of players that Malawi have in that defense and still having the opportunity to cross that ball, I think one could have looked at that opportunity and made a better use of it. Lissard maybe didn't realize that she had all the time in the world. Nobody was pressing her, nobody was closing her down, acres of space, and could have done better. As Sabrina Tom. Keeper collects.
Yeah, twice now Mauritius had an opportunity and a lot of time and space in the box. A little bit of complacency creeping in for Malawi, and obviously they'll try and rectify that and try and still apply themselves properly, concentrate properly, and not allow Mauritius that much time and space inside their penalty area.
Time and space is what it's all about, and game management also needs to improve, but one's really got to compliment a Mauritian side that has fought tooth and nail to get to this particular point. Yes, they conceded 5 goals to 1 against Madagascar. They went on to concede 5 goals to 0, and in that particular match they went to the break losing by 2 goals to 0, 3 goals scored in the second half, and in their first match they had already conceded 4 goals, did well to reorganize their defense, get the structure, and managed to only concede 1 in the second half. That was in the game against Madagascar. Good defending. August. Julie. Chinyamula. Ball in the air. Tom. Dadar. Jerusha. Nyirenda. Mulumbeka.
Yeah, of course, listening to the Mauritius coach before the game, trying to tell us how he's trying to motivate the girls to come out today again, you know, after losing 2 consecutive games by 5 goals. And they're on the verge of conceding a 5th goal again in this match. So, yeah, it becomes really difficult, but one can only hope that things will improve going forward for Mauritius.
Last touch coming off a Mauritian player. And Sarah Mulumbeka will just take her position in an advanced area, flicked on to find Catherine Kachala. Kachala plays it back and finds Tenda Sani. Sani is bringing in Chinyamula. Chinyamula on the edge of the box, and Tom goes down on her knees. Referee doesn't see anything wrong with that. Doesn't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I was just thinking earlier on, like, in that situation there with VAR and the amount of stoppages that there is. In cricket, you get the DRS timer where the player gets to review the decision.
And here is Mauritius battling to get that ball out of their half. Kept in play by Senior Moore, but the referee's whistle had gone.
What would you think about a soccer player going into VAR and appealing to the ref in a certain situation where they are allowed to actually have a review if they are impeded, or if they did not touch the player and it's an element of diving perhaps?
You know, Clayton, in cricket you have those reviews. In soccer, unfortunately, the referee's decision is final. They have VAR who contribute to the decision, but here's another element where there is a check with VAR for a penalty in that moment. But yes, in cricket, what you get options. How many is that?
It's about 15 seconds, and you get 3 reviews.
3 reviews
per innings.
Yeah. So that is, who knows, the FIFA members, FIFA team is out there, and they would always look for innovative ways to bring to the game. But one thing that is certain is the fact that it has broken the fluidity that one sees, but also bringing along with it less moments of doubt.
Yeah, I've seen many a times players go to the referee and requesting the referee to have a look at VAR. You know, VAR works automatically. VAR checks automatically everything. It's not upon request, but I've seen a lot of players actually, you know, go to the referee and have requests for the referee to check on VAR.
Is that in Sunday League?
Well, all the leagues, you know, if you look at the BPL, if you look at international football, there's always, interesting to see the referee running over to the screen now. And normally, when the referee runs over to the screen, it's 9 times out of 10, it's a decision that needs to be changed.
So referee has had a busy day at the office. Teresa Sitoko of Lesotho, she's been asked to make a decision or make the call. There's a player who goes down in the box. Or is it in the box? And I think that is the concern. It looks like Priska Alufon is the player that went down in a heap. But also looking at Sabrina Tom, who also just clipped on the feet of Eva Peru.
Yeah, so Tom not even appealing for it, you know.
Yeah.
She just got up and got on with things. Like she didn't expect to be checked for a penalty. But there again, there's a small impediment there. But it's all about is it going to be too soft or is there enough contact for Tom to get down. You can see Tom's reactions. He gets up immediately, which may sway the referee to not give it.
Well, Tom, you could look at it as an obstruction, but no malice intended. Yes, putting a foot in is Eva Peru. That is what the contention is. Is that a penalty? And I'm sure the people out in Malawi will say, it is, it is. But the people in Mauritius will say, no, not that one. Tom clattered into the player, you know, depending on which side of the fence you are. Hence, they won't ask any one of us for our opinion, and we'll go to VAR. And a busy day at the office for Ms. Chikotesha as well as Tonya Nyuka. They did manage to get that ball away from the goalman, but still very indecisive. There's Tom taking the ball away from Eva Peru, ultimately going down. But you had also Simwaka on the other end who was to receive that ball, but it didn't reach her, and maybe the referee would have allowed advantage, because you got jersey number 15, that is Marianne Opeli. She went in and dispossessed Malawi in that moment. It's definitely taking much longer than wanted, actually. The momentum of this match. She's going onto the field to make a decision, and looks like she's got to get onto the field, and whistle is blown. Penalty.
Yeah, just they took us through the rules and how they're doing the VAR, and it's pretty new. The referee is taking her time and looking at it properly. We can't really blame her. I think with experience of using VAR going forward, I think she'll make her decisions a bit quicker. But I would encourage her, obviously, to make 100% sure. Which in this match at the moment, you can see that VAR still fresh.
So a foul on Sabrina Tom will give the very same player, that is, to take the penalty. I think instructions is pretty clear from the coach that she will take the penalty kicks. So Sabrina Tom is up against the goalkeeper, that is Brase. 75 minutes and still no score in the other match. So Brase has been asked to defend this one and keep a respectable scoreline. 4-0 is what it is. Can Tom get another penalty? She does. She needs no second invitation. Full stretch is the goalkeeper, taking it furthest away from Brase, and that gives Malawi the 5th goal that they need. Running ahead, oozing ahead Sabrina Tom leading from the front line. That is the second penalty that she scored in today's match.
And that's, of course, the third game in a row that Mauritius have conceded 5 goals. You know, talk about consistency.
In conceding, yes, we talk of 5-1, 5-0. So far, it is 5-0. Sabrina. Ms. Itumeleng Banda says that the magical number was 7 for Malawi. But as it stands, after 75 minutes in the other match, which Botswana and Madagascar are doing duty, it is 0-0 the scoreline. So as it stands, you will find that Botswana will be second in the group and remain, in actual fact, will have 5 points. Madagascar will have 4 points. And Malawi will shoot to the top with 7 points. 20 minutes to go to the 90. Eva Peru. Teams will be departing tomorrow as we have a look at the log. The numbers that interest you are the numbers on the extreme right-hand side of as it stands 7, 5, 4, and 0.
As it stands now, it eliminates all the uncertainty. You know, the number of points is the most important thing. You know, everything else follows afterwards. But Malawi would hope that things stay exactly the same. If Botswana scores a goal, for example, you know, that could put a spanner amongst the word. Or Madagascar, where Malawi drew 1-1 with. So I think that the team that Malawi drew 1-1 with is the team that Malawi would hope not to score.
But Dane, even if Malawi wins, I mean, even if Botswana wins, the next part that we look at will be the number of goals scored. And as it stands, it is in favor of the Scorchers.
Correct, yes, correct. So Malawi looking very, very good and odds-on favourites at the moment to go through to the next round.
Well, later on at 3 p.m., it is the South African side that are up against Seychelles. Can they break their record that currently stands at 17-0? On the receiving end of that 17-0 was the Comoros, whichever way you pronounce it. The Islanders as well are a team that holds the record for the most number of goals conceded. So South Africa have to deal with the Seychelles, who are currently on a goal difference of -13. They too are yet to score a goal in this tournament. They've played 2 matches, they've lost 2 matches, they've conceded 13 goals and are yet to score. That report card sounds as bleak as it looks. Here's Chinzemo, carries it through. Chinzemo lays it back, but finds a red shirt instead. Rosa Alifundika carries it forward. She needs to pick her head up and see if she could deliver that wonderful left foot and hopefully find Catherine Kachala, as well as Asemenya Simwaka, who's just gone off the boil here in the second half. But for any striker, Dana, once you've scored a goal or 2, you go off the boil and say, my job is done. But Letitia Chinyamula, some of those that want to keep going at each other, and maybe you'll get a player like Maureen Kenneth, who's also itching to get onto the score sheet. Yes, Sabrina Tom on the edge of the box, but tied it up. And it is Anea Safuno who just hacks that ball away. Good to see that she's playing with a smile.
Yeah, I think Malawi, the players are really enjoying the match today, putting themselves about and trying to score. And like you're saying, the attackers are all hungry, all arriving in the box, putting a lot of numbers in the box and a lot of emphasis on coming from the side and putting crosses into the ball. And it's really bear a lot of fruit for Malawi today against Mauritius.
Talking about bearing a lot of fruit, you've got to look at the bench also and look at the depth and see if there are other players that can come in and make a difference. So for Mauritius, it will be all but one player that did not get any minutes. As we have a look at the Malawian flag, and that knee is heavily strapped, but she'll get up, dust herself. Talking about a player that is yet to grace this occasion. It is Chaya. She's another goalkeeper, and they continue to spur the players on, as are the officials and delegation from Malawi. So we confirm the scoreline at the Madiba's stadium. It's Malawi running riot by 5-0. Clashing of players. The referee Sitoko has got to go and make sure the welfare of the players is taken care of. Well, there's a red card in the other match. A Madagascar player has been given a red card, and it was Rasunandrasa is the player in the 50th minute getting a red card, but still holding on to that draw. I think Madagascar this edition can pat themselves on the back. They were not to the whipping goals. They came in with the plan, surprised many, got a couple of goals as well, and to find themselves level pegging with Botswana, and not only that, with a man down, speaks volumes about their organization and the development of the game in Madagascar. Chinyamula being held back, eventually the free kick awarded, Chinzimu rather, that is Faith Jerusha, who has been asked to be 10 yards at Sara Mulumbika. Oh, is this a Ronaldo free kick? The way she prepares herself to take that free kick, but the referee still says, I'm boss. You play according to the whistle. I'm boss, understand. So she's got 3 players in the wall to negotiate, and task number 1 is to get that ball over the wall. But referee, it's a change at a crucial moment. Michaela Devar, she comes in for Priscilla. I'm actually quite surprised that it took them so long to make the change. Keeper does well. Brase gets a touch, enough to get that ball over the bar. Priska Alifon is the player that was stretched off, and the fingers on the receiving end.
Yeah, she ended up doing well and getting enough on it to let the ball ricochet over the crossbar.
Naomi Devra. There's Malawi in the box, ball bobbling. Chinyamula! Chinyamula! Oh, that is a hat-trick on the day for Letitia Chinyamula. She comes in from deep, she comes in unmarked, and give her the space at your own peril. She will punish you, and does well to, just lean back, pick a spot. But that ball also deflects off a red jersey. But would you call it an own goal, or would you really give it to Letitia Chinyamula?
I think the goal should be given to the attacker. It's on target. It's just it's a bit of a deflection off the defender, I would say, instead of the defender putting it in the back of our own net. But again, the Mauritian players are all there, lots of numbers, and not really doing anything. They're all just there, not playing their roles as defenders.
There was a VAR check, and eventually just aborted because it was very clear that it is a goal. But the question is, who do you give it to? Do you give it to the number 20, which is who had the last touch, or do you give it to Letitia Chinyamula? The jury is still out on that. We'll have a look at that ball floated into the box, and that's Chinyamula who gets the connection. That's the deflection we're talking about. Yes, you could give it as an own goal, and the reason is simple. The keeper was diving in the right direction. She could have made the save.
I think, yeah, the keeper was on course to save that ball, so it will be interesting to see who gets the goal, if it's going to be awarded as an own goal, or if it's going to be a hat-trick for the Malawian attacker.
Well, the jury is out on that one. Lucky it's not my job. and we'll give it to TSG and VAR, and they can make the decision. But as far as I'm concerned, I would give it to Letitia Chinyamula.
I think she deserves it. She was there. She made the strike. The strike was on target, heading in for goal. Of course, the keeper could have made a save. And again, who would have known if the keeper would have actually made the save, and she could have been too late as well.
Rose Alufandika. It's been very businesslike. Hasn't been much she's given away. So for Malawi, very low scoring up until this particular match. They played to a 1-1 draw against Botswana. They then went on to win 1-0, did enough against Madagascar. And that was a hard-fought 1-0. Here's an opportunity for Mauritius. But it is Maureen who tidies up and finds Simwaka. Simwaka still on the field. She'll keep carrying that into the center circle. Faith Chinzumu does well to get that ball over the top and giving Chaisara Mulumbika. What does she do? She loses her footing at a crucial moment when she just needed to whip that ball in. And that's what the heavy legs of Mulumbika denying of an opportunity to get that cross in. But it is a corner to Malawi. Will we get to 7? 80 minutes on the clock. When you're looking at Malawi, considering that the games get tougher and tougher, what would they need to do? Header, and Simwaka gets that way off target.
I think the takeaway for Malawi out of this and getting into the semi-finals will be the fact that they've scored many goals, their attackers, and it will give the Toms and the Sinyakas and all of them confidence going into the semi-final. You know, in terms of scoring goals, which obviously I won't say they've struggled to score goals, but they haven't scored as many as they would have liked in the previous matches.
Well, as it stands, just to let you know that the winner of Group B will play the winner of Group C, and the winner of Group A will play the winner of Group D. So if you look at that, the winner of Group C and Group B, well, Group B will be concluded after this match. That will be Malawi. The winner of Group C is still to be confirmed. Tom registers not from the penalty spot, but a well-worked goal. Sabrina Tom, she scored in the 22nd minute. She scored in the 70th minute. She now scores in the 82nd minute. They say, Minwana Pezu, 7 up is what the number is. And Malawi are quite certain that there's nobody that will catch them. Keeper got a hand to it, and the pace of that ball was just way too much for Brase to try and deflect that ball away from the goal mouth. So Sabrina Tom also gets her hat-trick on the day. Simwaka, they're not done with. And Chinyamua is denied, but the offside flag came up. Chinyamua wants to make sure that she too makes the job very difficult of those who select the player of the match.
I think, yeah, we spoke about Sabrina Tom at the beginning and the expectation on her shoulders as the leader and scoring goals and completing a hat-trick there. Very, very good for her confidence and very, very good for Malawi going forward into the knockout stages of the semi-final.
So Group C, Angola, Comoros and Zambia. The winner in Group C will play the winner in Group B. And everybody is rooting for Zambia in that particular group. So it will be a Zambia-Malawi semi-final should it result or remain as is, and should Zambia take pole position in the other group, Group D, which is Lesotho, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. That too, that will be determined this afternoon. Will be the winner of that group will be up against the winner in Group A. Group A is Eswatini, South Africa, Namibia, and Seychelles.
I think interesting matchup if we do get Malawi going up against Zambia. I think that will be a closely contested match.
Talking about a closely contested match, yes, Malawi, that was packed with venom. Catherine Kachala joining the party. Catherine Kachala, she took her time, she picked her spot, and she was very calm and composed in front of goal. Is this becoming a practice session of how good the strikers are for Malawi? Did well to stay on side, dissecting that defense, and keeper stood and could but admire great striker that's taken there by Catherine Kachala.
Yeah, I must say that the changes that Malawi were forced to make has really impacted them negatively. And Malawi taking full advantage of that. Some key defenders, including the goalkeeper as well, going off for Mauritius, and the floodgates have just opened up for Malawi.
This becomes the highest scoring match in the tournament of 2024. And the game that has delivered the most number of goals.
Yeah, again, when we look at substitutions, you try and enhance when the substitutions come on. It's been the complete opposite for Mauritius with all the substitutions taking place.
I think it was from the get-go a David versus Goliath situation. It was a matter of how many goals can Malawi score. They knew exactly that the assignment was very clear. As we have a look at Naomi, can Jerusha get a ball in the back of the net and also become a player deserving of a goal in this tournament and joining Julie Gopal? She's really worked her socks off, is Jerusha Ramasamy. Chinzumu. That, as it stands, is very clear. Flag goes up. 7-5-4 remains as is. So, with 4 minutes to go plus referee's optional time, can Madagascar get 8 goals? Nope. Can Botswana get 9 goals? Nope. And it seems pretty clear that it is Malawi.
Yeah, it ended up being pretty straightforward. No connotations needed at this stage. With Malawi obviously into the next round, and looking forward to seeing them participating in the semi-final.
Sabrina Tom has been replaced in this match. So is Tendai Sani. Her place has been taken by Jessica Yosefe. She plays a football for Civil Services Women. That's Jessica Yosefe.
Claudia, in your opinion, man of the match, 2 hat-tricks. Has the goal been awarded to the Malawian player, or has it been as an own goal?
Still, the jury is out. I definitely have to check that one to see whether Chinyamula gets that goal. And one thing that we know that is certain is the fact that Sabrina Tom is on a hat-trick. That cannot be taken away. The jury is still out on Letitia Chinyamula. Will be interesting to see. If they do give her that goal, then she too is on a hat-trick, and we would say Malawi is on a double hat-trick. Seems like they've given it to Chinyamula in the 79th minute or so. Headaches. I would love for Chinyamula to just take the game beyond and the debate beyond Dane and I. Needs another goal, maybe make it 4, and then we can also say, you know, she's been fantastic.
Could be a joint man of the match award, why not?
I've not seen that.
We can just split the half-half.
Who'll take the bottom half of the trophy and who'll keep the top half of the trophy?
can share it 6 months each.
Okay, that is a fair discussion to be held. Mulumbika, Malawi still not done yet. Eva Peru wins the ball for Mauritius, giving chases Jerusha. If there was a special award that you can give for tenacity, fight, and a never say die attitude, I'd hand it over to Mauritius. I would. That player, Jerusha Ramasawi.
She's really put herself about. She's shown her quality. Unfortunately, you're going to need other teammates to step up as well, and they haven't. The teammates haven't stepped up for her, but unfortunately can't do it alone. But really, she's really given a good account of herself, and I've been impressed with her.
But it also goes to show, big up to the officials that are responsible for putting the players in the high performance center. She's one of those that are in the high performance center, and you can see the quality of those players being looked after, getting good training, and just making sure that they continue to rise. 9 painful minutes, and that will be absolutely inviting for Malawi to look for maybe 2 more goals in 9 minutes.
Yeah, 9 minutes is a lot of time, and of course, I think Mauritius can't wait for the final whistle to blow here.
For Jean Kersley. The match on the other end in Group B has been concluded, and that result is a 0-0 draw. Botswana failing to beat a 10-man Madagascar side. Here's an opportunity for Chinyamula, but that ball just skidding off the boot. The flag had also come to the rescue. So 90 minutes is done and dusted. We are in referee's optional time, and that is due to the number of injuries. You also look at VAR that contributed, but look at this ball. Quality. First touch needs to be worked on, but the offside call is very clear. There's no debate about that.
Just going back to the Madagascar-Botswana, over the course of the tournament, watching them play, I'd have to say, in the end, the 0-0 draw is a fair result, and those two teams, Malawi obviously being the superior team in the group, of course that they drew the first match 1-1 against Madagascar, but I think when it comes to Madagascar and Botswana, they're probably on level footing.
Botswana, who were expected to win this group, gave a good account of themselves, but not enough to get them over the line. It is Malawi that gets over the line. So we say farewell to Madagascar. We say farewell to Mauritius, and we also say farewell to Botswana. 0-0, the final score in that match. In our match, very clear for you to see on the top of your screen. It's not a rugby score, but it is a soccer score. 8-0 in favor of the Scorchers.
That would be, in rugby, that would be 1 try and 1 penalty.
And 1 penalty. How much is a drop kick? 2.
Also 3 points.
Also
3.
There we go. Corner. Good delivery. Ball still in the defensive half of Mauritius, but eventually Jerusha comes away with it. Patricia Nyirenda makes a mistake, and Jerusha will pull this one over the bar, an empty net.
Oh, that would be so well deserved for her tenacity and the way she carries on and presses, and she's never stopped running. You know, that would have been just reward for her. Just a very, very unfortunate at that point in time.
Dust yourself up, lady. Get up, get back into it. Keeper was out, way off a line, and scooped that. We were just talking about drop kicks, and that qualifies in rugby. Three minutes over the 9 minutes played. Faith On the left is Sarah. Sarah plays it with faith into the midfield. Chinyamula looks for Simwaka. Waltz away, Simwaka. At times, you need to be selfish when you get into that area. Take a shot. There's nothing wrong with that. Simwaka just shading away and being more afraid. Is that a confidence issue? She's got a goal. Could have got 2 or 3. But, quite content with 1. Malawi. It's the keeper who smothers that in the air. And Brase is looking to push her players out of their half and waiting for that whistle. It will be music to the ears of many players. For Malawi, they'll definitely go into a dance and a celebration. And for